Oh, what is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXGamerCast. We're on episode 149 of my little gaming show where once a week I just have to talk about video games, whether they're new video games that I'm playing today, old video games that I grew up with, it doesn't matter. Video games. And today we're taking a look at a console, and a console that's not that old, not even dead yet, but I don't give a darn because I love the Switch. And I want to talk about it because the Switch 2 is out now. Some of y'all might have been playing it. You probably are. I got a couple buddies that have it now, and I'm jealous as fuck. But that's okay. I don't want it yet. I keep telling myself that. I don't want it yet, but I'll get one at some point. And the good thing is I have seen them out in the wild, so that's great. Let me know. Did you get a Switch 2 yet? Doesn't matter. I mean, it matters. It matters. Of course it matters. You matter, but we're talking about the Switch 1 today. The one that kicked it all off. Not really. I mean, the Nintendo Entertainment System actually kicked it off in 1985, but that's fine. We're not going to do that. We're just going to fucking do a little retrospective on the Switch, talk about the games, my favorite games that I played, the games that I've yet to play and I want to play, the best-selling games. We're going to talk about the system and how awesome it was and the things that it did, the trends that it started. But before we get into that Switch talk, let's talk about what I've been up to over the last week or so, as I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener. Let me know what y'all have been up to. You playing some Switch 2? What games did you buy? There's not that many, but are you playing the GameCube games? Have you gotten into the GameCube stuff? I completely forgot about that for a hot second, and I almost immediately ran back to Best Buy and bought that Switch 2, because I was like, oh my goodness, I could have been playing Wind Waker. But that's okay. It's okay. Let me know. Did you get a Switch 2, or what else are you playing? Just let me know. All right. And of course, what movies? Did you see any good movies? I know, like, movies aren't really much of a thing anymore, but you go see a movie? Did you watch any good movies lately? Let me know. And TV shows as well. So let me talk about it. Dark Side of Comedy, Season 2, I am almost done. My next episode is Ellen. I've had such comedians as Urkel. We had an episode on Urkel and from Family Matters. Didn't watch that show. I was actually not a fan of Urkel growing up. Did not like him, so I didn't watch it. But interesting story, needless to say, very, very interesting story. You know what, sometimes you get a character that's just so big, it's really hard to escape the shadow of that character. But as always, I always recommend some Dark Side of the Comedy and Dark Side anything, because they're fantastic shows. And after this one, I'm hoping I'll probably dive into... Actually, there's a show I did promise a friend I would watch. I forget what it's called. Resident Alien is what it's called. It's on Crave. I'm going to hopefully check that one out soon. But Dark Side, can't go wrong, bro. It is so good. Obviously, the stories are dark, but really good. My wife and I absolutely crushed The Last of Us Season 2. Oh, buddy. Finished that off. I just finished the season finale, I guess mid-season finale, if you will. Well, no, it's the full season. That was Season 2, but it was roughly the first half of Last of Us Part 2, the video game. And, they leave you on a pretty good cliffhanger, of course. That's TV, baby. That's what they do. And for me, I played Last of Us 2, the video game, so I know the outcome of what's going to happen. I had to tell my wife. She's like, I'm not waiting. And she's like, what happened? So I told her what happens. And, but yeah, it was, all I could say, it was great, but it wasn't as good as Season 2, but that was expected. I mean, it's only half of the game, so Season 3 is probably going to be awesome. I can't wait. Right now, very interesting. My wife is Team Ellie, and I am strictly Team Abby. I am all the way Team Abby. I played the game. After, I was like, all right. I told her, I was like, all right, you might be Team Ellie right now, but we'll see after Season 3. You tell me if you're still Team Ellie, but let me know, what team are you? If you've watched The Last of Us, or played The Last of Us, are you Team Ellie? Are you Team Abby? Are you Team neither of them because they both suck? But no, that's not the rules. You got to play by the rules. You got to pick one of them. So I picked Team Abby, but if you don't know the game, then you probably don't know what the heck I'm talking about. But watch The Last of Us Season 2 was great. Sadly, the major part got spoiled for my wife. I already knew about it, but so sadly that didn't hit the same way or the way that it should have, which is unfortunate, but it's a great show, man. The acting is superb. I don't care what people were saying about Abby the actor that's playing her, just because she's not jacked like Abby in the video game. I thought she was sensational as Abby. I think, yeah, just especially her emotions, that just the look on her face, man, if looks could kill, my goodness. Fantastic. Bella Ramsey, I think she's playing Ellie. Amazing again. I love her. She's crushing the role. It is getting a little, just because she does have a very young face, kind of a baby face, it pulls me out every now and again when she's having like more serious adult situations going on, and you're like, she just looks so young. She doesn't, and especially when her counterparts look much more like grown women, you know what I'm saying? So it's drawing me out a little bit, because now they're like 11 years or something. They're going like 11 years in the future, so like she should be much older now. But anyway, it's a little drawback of the show, but didn't draw me out all that much. Some great moments in this season as well. Yeah, gotta recommend this one. Last of Us, definitely a must watch. Even if you don't like video games, it's a damn good show. I will say my favorite part of season 2, I think it's in the first episode, might be first or second episode, when Abby is getting chased down by a horde and they have her pinned down in the fence. Holy jumping. That scene right there was outstanding. I loved that scene. So tense, so epic. Loved it. So yeah, definitely worth a watch. No movies this week. I did try to watch an episode of Andor. I can't even really count it because I couldn't pay attention. My mind was running and I didn't have time for that episode. So I'll try to get back into Andor, but again, it's not doing well. I'm moving on to other shows and I have more interest in other things, such as video games. Let's talk about some video games. Monster Train 2, come on, I love this game. This game rules, and it just keeps giving me more. Now I got 4 more champions, which duplicate. They have like 8 more different champions and all these different variations and combinations and different strategies. Oh, it is so freaking good. If you love a good deck builder, this, like I said it last week, it might be one of the best ones out there. Your Balatros, it's not like Balatro, it's different, but it involves cards. I like it more than Slay the Spire, so if you like Slay the Spire, this is a must check out. You got to check it out. It's very easy to get into. It is not complicated, but it just offers you so much variety. There's so many combinations you can use, and you're unlocking different champions and cards constantly, and just every run is different. Like, my only drawback on it is that the runs are pretty long. Like, when you're going through a run, it takes about an hour 15 minutes, and not amazing for a roguelike that you want to kind of play a bunch of times. I generally do one run and I'm good because I don't feel like doing a whole nother run. But other than that, it is just freaking awesome. So good. Slap a podcast on, put a TV show or something in the background. Like, good luck paying you. I get so drawn in to just, all right, I'm going to do this, and I'm thinking of great strategies for each floor to defend. Like, oh, it's so freaking fun. I don't know when I'm going to be stopping Monster Train 2, but I have not gotten enough yet, and it just keeps giving me more. So this is great news. And great news, my Armored Core 6 did, in fact, come in the mail last week after I finished recording, and I popped that bad boy right in, started the download process, and I got myself into some Armored Core. It is awesome. It is awesome. I'm having a blast. Oh, baby. I was a little nervous at first because I was like, oh, crap. This is quite hard, but it's only hard when you're trying to use the same mech over and over again, and you just need to try a different play style and try a different fucking totally different loadout or whatever, and then you'll do good and you just slaughter through the game. I don't know how many hours I'm in, but maybe 10 or something like that, and I'm having a blast. Just going through, you got the arena where it's just one-on-one robot battles, and it's just you versus whatever their specialized mech is. It is awesome. I'm already I just finished off the A rank, so I guess S rank is probably last, and then the champion. So having a blast going through that. Then there's the story mode, which is, admittedly, I'm not really paying attention whatsoever to the story because I'm just so into building my mechs, unlocking new weapons, constantly new weapons, trying them out, seeing what's cool, what's not cool. I think it's going to get an episode because, there's a lot of meat on the bone. There's a lot of interesting mechs that I've fought that are Some are really tough until you figure it out. You're like, okay, this is how I should fight them. Go with a speedy thing. So I got all these. Oh, yeah, man. I think it's going to get an episode, and we can talk about all my mechs that I've built. I got a whole bunch of different kinds of them, and they all got names and different colors and shit like. Oh, yeah. So if you've been on the fence with Armored Core, and you're like a Souls fan, you like Dark Souls and all that, definitely give it a shot. It's not Souls. It's not a Souls game. It's like mission based, you just go in. It's all about making money, unlocking new parts, and building a badass mech and just fucking destroying everything. It's more simplified, and I'm having a blast with it though. It is freaking awesome. So much customization. So yeah, I've been sitting on the fence with it for a little bit, and I got it for $40 on Amazon. So that was the lowest price that I've seen it for, and yeah, it is a lot of fun. So it is a little tricky, it is hard, but if you are having difficulties, like there's tons of loadouts that you can just look up, like, okay, I'm battling this mech, like what's a good loadout, and they'll find you a loadout there. And if you're not having fun building, I don't know, I have a ton of fun just like, I'm like, all right, I got this big tank motherfucker, I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna build this freaking Speedy Gonzalez guy, and he's gonna go nuts, and oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I would recommend Armored Core 6 if you're interested in that kind of thing. Other than that, I have still been plucking away at Final Fantasy VIII. I'm trying. I was gonna tap out, but I'm so close to the end. I can't do it. I can't put myself through, like, I put 20 plus hours into the game. I'm right at the end. I'm so close. I'm just lost right now. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where to go, and having a tough time figuring it out. So I got a little frustrated. I'm like, oh, I want to quit, but I'm looked up the guide. I'm like, hey, I am literally like just a little bit away. I'm so close. So finish it off. Hopefully get an episode on that one out. We'll see. I don't know how much meat on the bone there really is with Final Fantasy VIII and me. I didn't grow up with the game, but I do have things that I grew up around the game. So I'm probably going to get an episode regardless. It just might be a shorter one. I don't know. All right, that's enough rambling, I think, about video games. That's all I've been playing. Let me know what y'all been playing, and let's do this thing, baby. Let's talk about the Nintendo Switch. Ooh, okay, dokie, baby. Let's all this music. I'm just using Mario Kart 8. There's so much good music. Literally, there's like 120 some odd episodes of just the music. Crazy, amazing soundtrack. Thank you so much, Nintendo, for allowing me to use this legally. Thank you so much. But the Switch. Let us start at the beginning. When the heck did I get a Switch? I don't remember the year specifically. I obviously didn't get a Nintendo Switch day one. I was like I was off the Nintendo bandwagon. Like last time I was interested in Nintendo, I bought the Wii. I got on the hype train, after I didn't get that day one either. Absolutely not. But very quickly after it came out, I heard like the hype was so ridiculous. Everyone was going nuts about the Wii, so I got on the hype train. I bought myself a Wii, and then after a year or so, it pretty quickly just dropped right off the face of the earth for me and my usage of it. I still remember vividly the last time I played my Wii. Well, the last time I played without. Anyway, doesn't matter. Last time I played my Wii was actually like, okay, stop with the dirty jokes. Enough of that. Now you've done it. I've thrown myself off with dirty jokes. Now I've done it. Anyway, I quickly got uninterested in playing with my Wii, as most of us do, I guess. But it didn't have the staying power in the Nintendo Wii. There wasn't enough hardcore games for me to stick around with after I got through the Brawl, the Mario Galaxies, and so on and so forth. I have like the major games, but then after that, there wasn't much. Like I played. And most of them were games I could play somewhere else. I played Okami, absolutely adored it on the Wii. Resident Evil 4, I didn't like that game until I started playing it on the Wii. And No More Heroes 3 was like really the only other exclusive that wasn't Nintendo that I really enjoyed. I loved No More Heroes 2. But after that, I was very uninterested, and I moved on fully back to being a Sony pony, and even Microsoft 360. I fucking love that system so much. The PS3, slow start, slow burn, but after it took off in like 2008 for me, I never look back. I've been a Sony pony ever since. That's my bread and butter. That's my number one. When the PS6, the next gens come out, it's PS6 is my first target, and then whatever else comes. But so I hadn't been interested. The Wii U came and went. It was a failure, and I'm happy I had zero interest in that console whatsoever anyway. And I guess not a lot of people had that much interest either, because not a lot of people got it. Shout out to the homie Billy. Of course, he bought it because he's a Nintendo guy. But yeah, and then after I did get a 3DS, I had a 3DS. I bought one of those, and kind of the same story with the Wii. Like, I bought into the stupid 3D gimmick, and after that wore off in about 4 minutes, I was back to just playing the Pokemon games and pretty much nothing else. And yeah, so again, very uninterested in I was fine with the handheld thing, but then they announced the Switch, and they're like, all right, handheld's done, no more 3DSs, no more DSs, we're combining the two things together. And I was like, yawn. I was not appealed by the Nintendo Switch when it first came out. I was like, all right, now it's this big hulking handheld thing, and oh, what are the games going to be like? Oh, of course we got Mario. Oh, now they're just porting over Wii U games. Oh, of course they are. I was like, all right, I'm not interested until Breath of the Wild got released, and then I started hearing things like, oh, it's Oblivion on Nintendo. It's Skyrim, but way, 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 way better. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I couldn't let that one go. That was a little fire starter that got set in my brain, and I couldn't stop thinking about it until I freaking got a Switch. But I got lucky. There was a guy at work he had a newborn baby coming, and he was looking to sell his Switch. He's like, all I play is Fortnite on it. I don't use it. So he was like, I think he was selling it for $250, which is a great price. I think it was $390. It was $399 here in $400 here in Canada. So he was selling it for $250. Catch is, it has a wonky, it already had a busted Joy-Con. It already had the drift. So he's like, so you're going to have to buy, one of them works, the other one's fucked up, so you're going to have to buy another one. I'm like, all right, that's still a deal. I'm going to have to get another controller anyway. And he was throwing in Breath of the Wild. I was like, holy shit, all right, this is it. Picked it up at work. He gave it to me in a freaking shopping bag, like the old grocery bags, not the fancy reusable ones. I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, it had some scratches on it, had some dings, but it wasn't perfect by any means. But I finally got myself a Switch, and I was a happy boy. I was a happy camper. I played the shit out of Breath of the Wild, and it was justified. I was justified. Even if I only ended up playing Breath of the Wild, I would have been very happy. That's kind of how my Nintendo consoles have been, especially like handheld. I'm like, I buy those handhelds just for the Pokemon games, and I am a pig in shit. I am happy. I have really no interest. Now I do. I've played some other series now on the handhelds that are not Pokemon, and they're fantastic. Fuck Ace Attorney, love that shit. Others, Fire Emblem, come on now. Anyway, got back into the Nintendo fold, and I'm like, all right, Nintendo Switch, you got my attention with Breath of the Wild. What else you got? And what else they had was Mario Odyssey. Holy crap, that game knocked my socks off. I still don't have it confirmed yet because I have not replayed Super Mario Galaxy 2 in a while, and I was patiently awaiting a nice HD remaster to be released on Switch, and it didn't happen. Instead, we just got Super Mario Galaxy 1, so I haven't gone back to replay that game to really see if Galaxy 2 is my favorite 3D, probably my favorite Mario game of all time. I adore Galaxy 2. That is my baby. I did a full Let's Play of it, got every star except for the last one. I had to call my friend Billy over to get it for me because he's really good at Mario games. I'm really bad at them. Outside of that, I did the whole game by myself, and I was very proud. And yeah, then I got Odyssey, and Odyssey, really, it amped up the 3D open world thing. It was like what I imagine they thought of Mario 64 being when they thought up that game, but now they have the technology and the space and the power to do what they wanted. And Odyssey is a phenomenal game. I absolutely loved it. Didn't get everything, there's a lot left on my plate with Odyssey. I got to the freaking boss rush thing. I was like, nope, there's no way I can do it. I'm not good enough. I'll just admit it right now. I'm not going to put myself through that. I am not good at this kind of thing, but good on you if you were able to get through that infinite boss rush thing. That is fucking tough as nails. But I Loved just being able to get I don't remember what the hell they're called. I'll just call them shines. I know it's wrong, but the little freaking star pieces or whatever. I just love them scattered, hidden all throughout the world, and you're just finding them. It's just constantly getting that dopamine. I'm like, oh, I'm always doing good in Mario Odyssey. I'm always finding shit, collecting shit, feeling good. Level design was phenomenal. Cappy was good. I like Cappy. I feel like people are hating on Cappy. I like Cappy. You throw Cappy on any enemy and then you get that power. You could turn into a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like, fuck. Such a banger of a game. It is a masterpiece. That is the big outlier with Nintendo. Their library from Nintendo is just generally filled with masterpiece, like one-of-a-kind must-play games on pretty much every single console, right? You know, all the way back to the original NES, there's so many amazing games. There's Super Nintendo, and then N64 with the Ocarina of Times, and you get the GameCube with the I won't say Sunshine, absolutely not. I'll say Wind Waker, but and Melee and all that stuff. There's always one-of-a-kind type of games on Nintendo, but when I've sacrificed not playing them, you know, there's a lot of stuff on GameCube. Pretty much everything I have not played, you know, there's GameCube, and that's why the Switch 2 appeals to me so much, because it will be able to give me that access to GameCube library, but it's very slim right now, so no rush, right? Right? Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk some more games. We're just talking about games that I really, really enjoyed right now. All right, so Animal Crossing was a big one. That was a huge deal for me. I had never played Animal Crossing before. I had huge interest in it, especially this New Horizon one. I thought it looked great, looked very fun. I know Animal Crossing went through a little dark patch there on like DS, 3DS, and definitely on the Wii. There was definitely a missed opportunity there on the Wii. I never played them, like I said, but I've just heard they're not very good. City Folk or something. Maybe that was the good one. There was a good one on 3DS, I think. But anyway, New Leaf. Anyway, doesn't matter. But I got Animal Crossing, made the decision during COVID. I'm like, well, Animal Crossing or Doom? I was like, well, Animal Crossing's got a lot more there. I'll get through Doom in a week, and then that's it. Animal Crossing, I put in damn near 700 hours into Animal Crossing. It became my life. Every day I woke up and played Animal Crossing, said hello to my villagers, did my thing, and for the first year it was bliss. Every day brought new fucking wonders and new adventures, new people, new items, new festivals, just nonstop. Then we got through the cycle of the first year. Then it just kind of became, I'm just doing my motions. You know, I wake up, say hello to everybody, collect my little presents, go to the store, see if there's anything new, and then, sadly, the DLC came out just too late, man. I was probably off of Animal Crossing for about probably 2 months by the time the DLC finally dropped, and I was pretty much done at that point. Didn't really come back to it very much. My wife was still playing it. She loved it. She put in like 400 hours, which is insane for her. She's not a gamer by any, not a hardcore gamer, but she fucking loved Animal Crossing, and so did I. And it's pretty much made me a lifelong Animal Crossing guy now. Like, I'm gonna follow that series with Nintendo probably now for the rest of my life, sadly. And sadly, Nintendo's decided to just rip all the money out of her wallets now on this run around. But I loved Animal Crossing. And Pikmin. I've never played Pikmin before because it started on GameCube. Never played it. They didn't release a new one on the Switch, or on the Wii. They didn't release one. They did like the GameCube one, but I didn't play it. And I didn't know what fucking Pikmin was, but I played Pikmin 3 for the first time. That was my first Pikmin game, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It's such a me game. It is so unique too. Like I've never really played anything quite like it. Maybe Overlord, if anyone remembers Overlord on the Xbox 360. I played a little bit of that where you're like controlling little gremlins to do things for you. Kind of similar, but Nintendo-wise, it make it really cute and friendly and all that stuff. And it was delightful. Absolutely loved it. And now I'm pretty sure I own Pikmin 4 now. I it is a must-play. Pikmin 1 and 2. I gots to get that. Like, I am all about Pikmin now. Fucking love it. It is so for me. I cannot wait to get to Pikmin 4, but I really want to play Pikmin 1 and 2 first before I go too far down into the series. And then, when you go back to the old games, when you play the new games, they aren't as awesome anymore. So I want to really play Pikmin 1 and 2. But my goodness, I love Pikmin. Then we got the Pokemon games. Now, I know they haven't been what everyone wanted. It's not the amazing 3D open world gorgeous, but gameplay-wise, it gave me what I wanted. Like, I loved just catching Pokemon out in the wild, seeing them and, being able to avoid them. No more fucking wild encounters. I loved it. They didn't really change. I think I liked Arceus the most on Switch out of all the Pokemon games that they released. If I'm being honest, just because it was so different, and man, was it ever a fresh breath of air? Or is that the saying? Anyway, it was great. I loved Arceus. Yes, it ran like shit, and it looked like shit. It looked like a PS2 game, but I still loved playing it, and that's a great sign for Pokemon, because for me, the gameplay was getting stale, even though I day one have bought damn near every Pokemon game for my whole entire life. It's really embarrassing. But, the turn-based combat, I don't know, it was starting to get a little waning, and now with this, I really like Arceus. I'm pretty sure they're going to do another one, and I really like it. It was something different. You're focusing on just completing the Pokedex, which really was never my focus in any of the other Pokemon games, because I just know it's way too hard, or for the most part impossible, because I just didn't have anyone to trade with half the time and all that jazz. But even though, Sword and Shield and Violet, or whatever the fuck they're called, they were good. I liked them. They just weren't what we wanted. They were. I still love them. I played them to death. Probably put 70 plus hours in each of them, and was having a blast all the way through. But yeah, I wanted more out of them. But they're still my babies. I absolutely loved them. Mario Wonder. Played Mario Wonder last year, and I had not been impressed with the 2D, 3D Mario games. Honestly, none of them have really wowed me. Until I got to Wonder. Wonder has really wowed me with their 2D, 3D. It's the first one that I was like, yo, this is dope. Now, I loved New Super Mario Bros. On the Wii because I got to play it with my friends. We had crazy 4-player parties, and it was just fucking chaos. Me and the homie Billy have played through it like 2 or 3 times. I've played through it, I think, with some people that anyway, it was a blast, but trying to play that game alone sucks. It freaking sucks. So I got the 3D Land Bowser's Fury, and I didn't like it. Just was not for me. Even the Bowser's Fury, I didn't like that one much either. It was better than 3D Land or whatever, but I didn't like it anywhere. Like, I got way too hyped up. I had my expectations up, I think, a little too high, and yeah, they let me down. So but Mario Wonder did not. I was kind of expecting it to kind of do the same thing. Like, it's gonna be a Mario game. Yeah, it's gonna be great in my books. But most of the time, the Mario games, they come out, everyone's like, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, amazing masterpieces. And I'm like, they're great. They're great games. But, they don't get graded the same way that other games get graded. The story in Mario is fucking embarrassing. It's been the same slop for fucking 35 years. Like, how come no one ever rags on it for that? But meanwhile, they rag on some other story for not being quite as awesome, or, like, what the fuck? So, I don't know. I've always said that the Mario series is overrated and gets just overrated. I don't think the games are that good all the time. There are outliers, such as Odyssey, such as like Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario. There's a lot of them. There's absolutely the masterpieces in there, absolutely. But, Mario 64 just ain't it for me. Sunshine ain't it for me. 3D Land ain't it for me. But Wonder? Hell yeah, dude. That is one of the best 2D Mario games that I've ever played. It is right up there with Super Mario World and Super Mario World 2. I really like that one as well. But yeah, Wonder absolutely hit. It was delightful. It wasn't too difficult. I was actually able to collect pretty much everything in the game, and that's saying a lot because I am terrible at it. So I thought it was truly... I don't think there's a better name to call that game than Wonder, because it's truly wonderful. That's really how I can describe the game. So yeah, it's I would say a must play if you're a Switch owner. You got Mario Kart 8, of course. I tried my best to avoid that game, hoping that I would get Mario Kart 9 or whatever the heck they were going to come out with next. And eventually, once they said DLC was coming, I was like, all right, they're not going to do it. And I suckered in and I bought the Mario Kart 8, and it's awesome. I'm happy I bought it. It's Mario Kart. Yeah, it's great multiplayer. It's a ton of fun. It took me a while to like really get into it. I was just I played every little bit, every now and again. I didn't get into it as hardcore as I did, Mario Kart 64. That was like my baby. I did everything in that game. But Mario Kart 8, it's arguably the greatest kart racing game of all time. It's gorgeous. There's so many freaking tracks to play, so many characters to use, and it's delightful. It's a fucking awesome game and a must-have. And it's the highest-selling Switch game for a reason. And then you got Smash Ultimate. Golly. So I got probably the most hardcore into Brawl, because that was the one that I bought like day one. I was there for that. I played a lot of Smash on N64, played a little bit on GameCube, but I was playing against kids that were older than me and just kicking my ass, so I didn't have a good time. But on N64, played a lot there, but Brawl, sadly, was the one that I probably put in the most time. And I say sadly because it's kind of the black sheep of the series. Like, there's some really funky mechanics in that game, like the tripping, that are like, what are you doing? Like, oh, the game's too fast and fun. Let's ruin that and add in a tripping mechanic for no fucking reason. Oh, slipped on a banana. Oh dear. So annoying. But it had a great group of characters. I enjoyed the cutscenes of the Subspace Emissary, playing through the Subspace Emissary, especially that maze part. Oh my goodness, that maze was a fucking just dreadful, absolutely dreadful. I promised myself I would never put myself through that again and would never play Subspace Emissary. I would just rewatch the cutscenes, because the cutscenes were amazing. They were so amazing and so cool. Like, where are you going to see Solid Snake and fucking Zero Suit Samus fucking interacting with each other, and Pikachu is there? Like, what is that? So freaking cool. But then you got Ultimate. Ultimate brought back the competitive nature to the game, made it faster, crazier, so much to do, so many characters. I need to revisit this game, because I just kind of hit a wall with it. I hit a challenge that I couldn't get through, and I was just like, all right, I'm ready to move on to other things. And Smash Ultimate is a game that you can play for your entire life with your Switch, because there's so many characters to learn how to get really good at. Trying to remember the guys that I got good at. I think Little Mac was one of my dudes. Bowser maybe. I don't remember who my dudes were in Ultimate anymore. I know I've been an Ike guy. I love Ike and, Roy, Link, but I don't really like Link anymore after N64. Like, N64 Link was the one. After that, he kind of wasn't it anymore. That's when I went to Ike, but there's so many I need to go back, because they've added about 4,000 characters since I stopped playing, and I would really like to go back and try some of them out and just play through the game again. It's been a long time. I don't think I played Smash in probably over 5 years. It's been a long time, man. I have not played Smash in a minute. It's just, I gotta be in the mood, and I have been kind of craving it, so maybe I'll play some Smash. But those are my, recommends, must-haves. I just wanted to stick with Switch-only games. There's a lot of, amazing indie games, and we'll get to some of the cool, awesome features of the Switch. And being an indie machine is one of its greatest features. Now, yes, you can get pretty much all of these indie games on other consoles, but can you take them on the go? So many indie games are just so awesome handheld-wise. It's been a great indie machine for me. I try my best to buy all my indie games and play them on the Switch, because it's just delightful to play it there. I don't know why. It's just, there's something about it. It just hand-holding, I don't know. There's just something magical about it. It makes me feel good. But I love how many indie games there are, how easy they're. Well, they don't really have them, the storefront on the Switch is fucking terrible. We'll talk about stuff like that later on, but man, there's a good representation of indie games. They're generally on sale for good prices. I've gotten a handful of them for $1 or $2. You can get some pretty ridiculously low price, amazing video games. One of the best bang for my buck games that I've played on Switch is This War of Mine, with the Ultimate Edition, all that crap. I got it for $2.67 or some bullshit, and I put 60-70 hours into it and could put in 100 more hours into it. I had to pull myself away from it because it was so freaking good and it was taking over my life. But love the indie games that they brought. And obviously the big thing that we're seeing in the game market right now is the emergence of the handheld console again. It is back in full force, man. I thought handhelds were dead. Like, when the Switch came out, I was like, oh shit, that's it for the little handheld. Little did I know is that the handheld just evolved. That's what just happened with the Switch. Now they're like, yo, you have the power of like a fucking 360 right here. Like you have the power to play games in HD on the go. You can play your console games on the go. You can play Mario. Like I was like, this is a game changer, and yes, it was. Look at what's coming out right now. You got the Steam Deck, you got the ROG Ally, you got all these fucking handheld consoles coming out. Everyone's trying to get into it now, except for PlayStation, I think, but they'll get there eventually. And it's just, it's become the trend. They are trend setting, again. They did it with motion controls. They fucking swept the market. Now freaking we got the Kinect and Kinectimals and all this bullshit. We got the PlayStation Move and all that bullshit because it was the trend. And that is what Nintendo does, man. They freaking start the trends. They get ahead of it. They innovate and boom, they set the market. And they're leading it right now. Like, as far as I know, the Switch 2 is selling very, very well, especially in America. I would be completely understanding if the sales were a little bit lower in like Canada because the thing cost an arm and a leg. It is absolutely ridiculous. But, it seems like the Switch 2 is doing well. I know game sales aren't incredible because there's not that many games right now, man. Like, yeah, there's not that much yet. They really need that Bonanza to come out, a little Donkey Kong. But obviously, this freaking... I underestimated how big of a deal it was going to be. And yeah, man, they were ahead of it. They were, 2017 they started this freaking thing off. And I don't know when the Steam Deck and all that started, but I doubt they were thinking, handheld gaming's the way to go until the Switch came out and started crushing it. We're like, yo. And it's an amazing idea. I freaking love it. Like, I can sit there and boom, plug it onto the TV. Bam, it's on the TV. I can play it with on my couch, old school wise. Oh, my wife is home. I got to pop it off. Boom, go out to the couch watching TV shows with her. I'm still gaming. It's awesome. Like, it is good. Now, there are drawbacks to the system design. It was a little heavy. At first my wrist would cramp up, but my wrist got stronger playing my Switch, and now they're not so bad, and I stretch them more, so I'm doing better. But it doesn't have the most power. Obviously, I know it was pretty underpowered when it came out. Everyone was like, whoa, okay, we're not looking at a major upgrade here, but Nintendo never really, that's not their bread and butter. When they tried to be that on GameCube, it didn't get them anywhere. They were the worst selling console of that generation. Was it the worst console? No, it wasn't, but it's not their comfort zone. Their comfort zone is innovation and colorful, spectacular graphics that are going to age like a fine wine. Like, they know what they're doing, man. They've been in this game for a long freaking time. I think they know a thing or two, and their innovations just keep hitting. And you can tell with the Wii U, like, obviously they just blew their load too early. They needed to let it cook a little more in the oven, then boom, you would have had the Switch, and that Wii U didn't need to exist. But they've done it before. The Virtual Boy, we've seen it been done before. So Nintendo is prone to weird Nintendo decisions. They do that thing. So yeah, it was underpowered. It's literally never been an issue for me, aside from those Pokemon games that we talked about earlier that ran kind of poopy. Now, I don't know why they ran so poopy, because the games looked like poop, so they shouldn't have ran that bad, but they did, and the draw distance was crap, and I don't think that was all the way the game's fault, because you look at games like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, gorgeous. You look at fucking Mario, it was just the wrong art style, and just, yeah, it needed more time to be graphically upgraded. There's just some more work to be done on those Pokemon games. They've been rushing them, and, money, money, money. So I get it, money is king, but it is what it do. So what other kind of features were we looking at? Well, it did sell 152 million consoles. That's as accurate as I can get for right now. It's going to sell more. Will it become the highest selling console of all time? I don't think so. I think it's still the PS2 that is, it might be the Wii now. I don't know. I haven't checked in on those numbers in a long time. But 152 million is a lot of consoles, man. That is very, very impressive. And then them going back to the little game cartridges. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't know if it's because there really wasn't any other option. Do you go with little discs again? Like, again, they weren't going to be able to make it backwards compatible because I don't think they'd be able to shove a disc drive into the Switch. Like, they might have been able to get one onto the dock somehow, but then you're looking at quite the costly system, right? You're adding in a whole disc drive. That's going to be at least another $50 to $100 to the price point, and they didn't want to do that, I would imagine. So they switched to game carts. Personally, I don't like them. They're very cute. I like the cases. I like the sizing of them. They're, again, pretty cute. And I like that some of the game cases have reversible art. If you didn't know that, check your game carts. You might have some really cool reversible art that you can use. I'm using one for Metroid Prime. That one has a really awesome reverse art. There's other ones, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the game carts. I'm always nervous that I'm gonna lose them. Stuff like that. They're very tiny. They seem very fragile that I can just snap them but it's never happened. I haven't had that problem. I honestly would have preferred I really kind of wish I made my Nintendo Switch a digital thing only, kind of like my Xbox. I don't buy physical games for my Xbox because I share them with my friends, so he has to buy them digitally or physically or whatever. I just don't get it. Doesn't matter. But I was like, Nintendo, everything in Nintendo holds its price. So maybe one day I might be homeless and I need to sell some shit and I need money, and like, you can always rely on your Nintendo stuff to hold their value. So I was like, I'm going to try and collect as much physical media as I can for my Switch, because you never know, right? So the shit always holds its value, and like, yeah. So I don't know, probably with the Switch 2, I might be thinking going all digital, because it is hella convenient just being able to pick a game digitally and boom, it's on, it's running. I don't have to go to my game library and find the game on the shelf, open it up, put the thing in, take it out, put the other one back in, put it on the shelf, all that shit. I know. It's a crazy, sad world for me. Oh, I gotta change my game cart. Poor me. Oh, what a woil. But it's, in all seriousness, I just think it was a little strange that they chose with the carts. I don't hate it. It's a very Nintendo thing. They're just doing whatever. Everyone's going Blu-ray and Nintendo's going back to carts. Like, yep, sounds about right. The Nintendo Switch Online Library. Now, that's huge for me. It's been a huge benefit for me being able to finally play games that I would never, ever have been able to play legally. And games like Earthbound, games like, not that I would never have played them, but Link to the Past, Metroid, games, especially the Game Boy Advance stuff. Like, I really didn't do anything much with Game Boy Advance, and now I got to play Fire Emblem. They have Golden Sun there, like, oh. And then don't get me started with N64. Now, I have a pretty respectable N64 library. I got most of the essential games, but there were some gems out there that I didn't own. And, Pokemon Stadium, I had no idea how amazing Pokemon Stadium was. Like, I played it as a young kid, but man, did I just feasted on that game. It was so damn fun. And there's tons of other N64 games that I haven't played. Jet Force Gemini, Blast Corps, and then also on the Genesis. They have the Genesis. I haven't played a single Genesis game ever, and now I have that thanks to the Nintendo Switch Online. And yes, there are drawbacks to it. There should be many more games in those libraries. They should be releasing them on a much more regular basis and let the fans vote. Like, I don't know why you're not letting the Nintendo fans be a part of it. Let us speak. Let us tell you the games we want, and you just give us it, for frick's sakes. Like, oh my goodness. And now they've gotten to GameCube, which is just amazing. And I think it's a very, very important for game preservation. You got to keep these things alive, man. Not everybody is going to be able to retain a Super Nintendo in 3090. You know what I'm saying? Those things are going to be damn near impossible to maintain. So we don't want these games to be lost media forever. There's so many gems out there that they don't have a way to play them easily anymore. A lot of games are out there still on their original hardware, and at least we're getting this. It's not everything, but it's better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? And there are some all-timers on there, especially Super Nintendo, man. There's so many good ones. Got the Donkey Kong Country games, all the Mario games, Metroid, Castlevania. Like, it's got pretty much everything you can need right there. They got a lot of great games on N64, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. You got fucking Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie is on there now. You got the ones that they're missing are probably like the really complicated ones. They're missing the Conker's Bad Fur Day, which thankfully I own a copy of, but I would love to replay that game on Switch handheld. I think that would be phenomenal, but there's probably some difficulty behind it. I don't know, but just put these games out there. I'm happy that they're there. They even have all the way back to that original Nintendo Entertainment System, which I think is amazing. I would never play those games. I would never bother to try them out because I wouldn't bother going out and trying to track down a Nintendo and hooking the damn thing up and finding the games for it. It's not worth my time. But when it's as easy as just booting it up on my Switch, oh hell yeah, I'll give these games a try. There's so many, especially on Genesis. I've never played Sonic before, and thanks to Nintendo Switch, which is weird to say, thanks to Nintendo, I finally played Sonic, and I played what's it called? It's such an amazing game. Gunstar Heroes. Oh, what a game right there. What a freaking game. So they have a lot of really awesome innovations, man. This system is awesome. There's a reason it sold so many. And speaking of selling so many, let's talk about the best-selling games on this console, because there's a lot of games getting sold on this system right now. So let's take... I gotta go back. And then list of best-selling games. Here we go. So Mario Kart 8, obviously holding the crown right now, 68 million units. So damn near half of the people that own a Switch own a Mario Kart. It should be higher than that. You got Animal Crossing, 47 million copies sold. That's the thing about it. They're a very dedicated fan base. They come out for the games, they come out for the series, and they buy them in droves. These are numbers that Microsoft and Sony would just drool to dreaming about to get these kind of numbers on their games. Only on Nintendo, baby, right now at least. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, you got 36 million. Zelda, which one? Breath of the Wild, 32 million. That is amazing. So happy that so many people have played Breath of the Wild. What a game. Odyssey, you got just about 30 million right there. Pokemon Sword and Shield, 27 million. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, you got 26 million right there. Just ridiculous numbers. Tears of the Kingdom, 21 million. Super Mario Party, 21 million. I have not played a Mario Party on Switch yet. I want to get Jamboree, I think it is. That's the good one. Don't get Super Mario Party, but I guess 21 million of you did, so too late. Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, 18 million. I have no interest in that game. Nintendo Switch Sports, 16 million. This one I've had on my list for quite some time. I've seen it on sale a bunch of times. I'm like, ooh, I should try it, but I'm like, I'm probably just gonna play it one or two times and be done with it, and I don't know. Let me know. Did 16 million people, did you have a good time with Nintendo Switch Sports? It didn't have the stopping power that Wii Sports had when that game first came out. Holy shit, everyone played it. My grandma's grandma came back from the dead to play that bitch. It's ridiculous. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, 16 million. We got Ring Fit Adventure, 15 million. Hey, good to see people still trying to get fit playing video games. Is it working? I'm not going to lie. I lost weight. I lost a lot of weight playing video games. I played the shit out of Wii Sports and Rock Band drums, and I did that for 3-4 hours a day, and I lost 60 pounds. So it is absolutely doable. We got a lot more Pokemon games. Pikachu Eevee, 15 million. Diamond Pearl, 15 million. Arceus, 15 million. Luigi's Mansion 3 sold 14 million. That's pretty awesome. All right. Well, I think I've made my point that Nintendo sells a lot in their console. There's a lot of great games, but the system is not without its controversies. Let's talk about some of the controversies. We'll get, it's not going to be too bad. It's not the red ring of death, you know what I'm saying? They don't have that, at least, but they do have the Joy-Con drift, and that's been a problem I think pretty much every Nintendo Switch owner has dealt with. I've personally dealt with it. The very first Joy-Con that I owned had the drift already built into it because the guy that I bought it off of was playing Fortnite all the time with it, so he screwed it up. But yeah, the Joy-Con drift got so bad that Nintendo got sued for it. I forget what happened there, but I imagine they didn't get in trouble because it's Nintendo and they have the best lawyers ever. And yeah, so that happened. It's not great. The controller itself. Let's talk about the Joy-Con. I don't love it. I definitely like it more than the Wiimote and the nunchuck. That's for sure. It's definitely a better situation. I finally got my hands on a Pro controller. I never had one on my Wii. The homie Billy had one, the sweet gold one with the GoldenEye edition. Oh, it was so cool. And I'm like, yo, this is a good-ass controller. And now that I have the Pro controller for Switch, it's a damn good controller. It's definitely not my favorite. I much prefer my PlayStation and Xbox controller, but it's good. I like it. I use it over the Joy-Cons if I can at any moment, but I use the Joy-Cons a lot because I play the system. I don't know what my ratio would be. I would think like I don't know. The biggest hours I put were docked, so I don't know. It's probably like 50-50, close to. I do a lot of gaming these days handheld, but anyway, does it matter? Let's talk the Mario 3D collection. Remember that? That was a thing. I ended up buying one of those, and I got it after they pulled it off the shelves and all that. So if you don't know the story, they announced the Mario 3D collection, which the collection itself is a letdown because it's a very lazy port. They didn't fix anything in Sunshine. They didn't fix the camera. They didn't make it. I don't even think is it HD? I don't know, but there's a lot of shit that they could have done with those ports, and they didn't. They're very mediocre ports. I've only played the Sunshine port, and I can confirm, like, yeah, it's probably the best way to play it now, I guess, if you don't have a GameCube, but it's still not fixed. It's still broken in the same way that it was broken on GameCube, so if you have it on GameCube, not really much point getting it on the Switch, so that was a letdown. The other letdown is that they only had Galaxy 1. Why didn't you put in Galaxy 2? What were you doing there? What the fuck? Or why didn't you just put in Galaxy 2? Why'd you put in Galaxy? Galaxy 2 is better, in my opinion. I didn't like Galaxy 1. That's essentially why I bought the collection for two reasons. I'd never played Sunshine, and I wanted to for some reason, and I wanted to give Galaxy another try, because I initially didn't like that game at all. I traded it in, bro, and I felt I did that game a disservice, so I bought it to give it another chance. And I'll give it a chance. Real soon I want to play Mario Galaxy again, but we'll get there. The fucking 3D thing, man. So they're like, yeah, it's going to be available for like 6 months, which is plenty of time, but it was just like, why? What is your thought process here? Why are you going to take it off? Oh, make it some sort of collector's item, and like, yeah, it kind of did, but it was just like a really one of those shady Nintendo moves where they're just taking advantage of their fans, like, here pigs, here's your slop, here's the same fucking games that we keep releasing. Like, how many times have they re-released Mario 64 now? Like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times now? Like, it's ridiculous, and it's still not that good of a port. Like, they could have done a lot more with it by this time frame. They should have rebuilt that damn game by now and made it, like, awesome. Really awesome. Anyway, so that was a controversy that happened. I think they've done it for other games as well, but that was the big one. I know that, and I was very lucky. Literally, I got cold feet like a week or two after they pulled it off the shelves. I'm like, crap, I better get it or I'll never find one. And I happened to the first GameStop I walked in, they had one, and they're like, oh, we shouldn't have this. And I was like, nope, and that's why I'm buying it. So thank you, and I'm gone. So we've talked about the lack of power of the Nintendo Switch, but they also had pretty bad running ports. There's been a lot of bad ports brought over to Switch. Thankfully, I haven't really bought any of them. All those games that they've been porting over, the Dark Souls and the Witcher 3s, I have them already on stronger consoles, better versions of them. So yeah, they've swung and missed on a few of those ports, but some of them have been fantastic, right? I'm pretty sure the Witcher one is actually decent. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I just wouldn't play that on my Switch when I can play it somewhere else and get the complete edition for very, very cheap, because when it comes out on Switch, they want it full price again. You're like, you fucking crazy. People have been buying it for fucking $5. Crazy. Literally, a friend of mine just bought The Witcher 3, like, on Steam. I think he said the complete, all the mega, ultra, super, mega duper edition for like 5 cents. It was insane. That's on Steam. Get the hell out of here. So yeah, they've had some bad running ports. I think, a personal issue I have with Nintendo is their lack of sales on Nintendo games, which do not allow me to take chances on Nintendo games that I don't want to pay full price for, and I know they're not that good, like the shitty Mario freaking sports games that they've been releasing this generation. I'm so disappointed. I really wanted to get into the sports games, but all the reviews and all the people are like, no, stay away from these. These are not good enough. And, releasing Mario Golf with like half the content, you're releasing it out like a year later, you finally get some of the shit in there that there should have been. That pretty much went with all the sports games. They got released with bare minimum content, and then they started releasing it out later, and it's like, what? This is not good, man. So lackluster, I don't know what you call those, like just non-mainline main Mario games, not the Odysseys, but all the other stuff, like a lot of the Mario parties have been lackluster. All the sports games have been pretty much lackluster from what I can hear. Kind of like all the game, like even ones that were like good, but they were expecting more, like the Link's Awakening, what's the Zelda one that came out, like the Wisdom or some shit, I don't know, but some of those were even like a little bit like, they were great, but not an incredible game, not a system seller by any means, but there's a lot of great games on that system, man. There's a lot of them that I haven't played yet, and I would really, really like to play. So, Xenoblade Chronicles. I have Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I plan on playing it. I just don't know, like, I've looked into it, like, do you need to play Xenoblade Chronicles 1 or 2? As far as I can tell, no, you do not. You could just get into Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and be okay, but that is a series I've always wanted to play back to the Wii. That was like the one gem that I missed, and I really wish I didn't because it's so expensive, damn near impossible to find. I did see it one time, and it was probably like $60, and little did I know that was a great price for that game, but away she went, and I never got to play Xenoblade Chronicles on my Wii. But now, like, great thing is they've done a lot of great porting for lots of games, man. GameCube games, Wii games, fucking Wii U games are getting ported over. It's been a great porting machine as well. Like, I've tons of games. Even Mario, like Mario RPG and Paper Mario, those are two remakes that I would love to play, and I want more of them. Like, remake as many GameCube games as you can, please and thank you. The Metroid Prime remaster was great. I really wish they would stick at the $49.99 price point, though. Like, if you're gonna re-release a game, don't make me pay full price for it again. Like, come on, man. It's already a game that you've made before. It didn't take you as much work this time, so don't make me pay full price for it. Give me a deal. Come on over here. I'm dying over here. But I really always wanted to play Xenoblade Chronicles, and I will get into it. Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Snap on Switch is probably my number one target right now, and I cannot find it. Can't find a copy of it out in the wild, and, it doesn't go on sale ever on Nintendo eShop, so I'm not paying full price for it, damn it. I'll steal it off of some kid before I pay full price for Pokemon Snap on Switch. I will die on that hill. So, yeah, anyway, I've been looking for a copy of Pokemon Snap. I really, 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 really want to play it. So, and again, if you would just fucking hit me with a decent deal every now and again, like 25-30% off is not a good enough deal in my book. You gotta give me that 50, bro. You gotta hit me with that 50%. Hit me with that. Come on. All right. Pokemon or Mario Party Jamboree. That's the one that I've targeted. If I was going to get one on Switch, that's the Mario Party I'm going to grab. It's the best reviewed one. People seem to like it. Mario Party veterans seem to like it. So great. That sounds great. I haven't purchased a Mario Party. I only own Mario Party 2, and do I own 3? I think I only own Mario Party 2. But again, what's the great thing about Nintendo 64 being on Switch? You can play Mario Party 1, 2, and 3. It's right there for you, so that's fantastic. Amazing. That's the great, like, pretty much all the major, except for, like I said, Conkers and, like, Smash and shit, they got most of the essential, pretty good games on N64. Yes, there's some essentials missing there, but they got pretty good. All right, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, a game I own. I have not gotten to it yet. I hear there's the Switch 2 port is coming. Sounds great. I've heard amazing things about this game. I'm just not a big Kirby guy, and I'm just not really in a rush to get to it. It's there, and I'll get to it when I get to it. Kind of was hoping my wife would play it with me because it's a co-op game, and it looked pretty fun. And the last Kirby game I played was Epic Yarn, and I played that co-op with the homie Billy, and it was a good time. It would have sucked alone, though, so I'm pretty sure Kirby in the Forgotten Land doesn't have that problem. I hear it's a fucking phenomenal game, so I really want to get to it. And then you got Luigi's Mansion 3. I have never played Luigi's Mansion before. I would love to play I think I don't know if they've already done it, but I think they've done remasters, re-releases of 2, maybe the first one. They're doing the first one, which, I mean, it'd be great if you could just throw it in a trilogy pack, man. Give me the Luigi's Mansion trilogy pack, and I will pay $79.99 for that. I can see you there. That's 3 games. That's a fair deal. I can do that for you. So hit me with that. That would be awesome if you can start doing a more trilogy packs like the 3D collection, but don't take them off the shelves after 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? Be cool. Be cool. Just be cool. All right. What other games did I want to play? Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is probably like number 2, 1A, 1B with Pokemon Snap. I'm dying to play it. I'm just waiting, just waiting for a decent price. I did see it out in the wild the other day for like $60. I'm like, nah, I like 50. 50 sounds better. I'll do 50. I'm just a cheap bastard. That's all there is to it. That's how I have so many games, man. You gotta buy them cheap. If I buy them full price, I wouldn't own so many games. So it's a thing. All right. So I think that's it, y'all. I think that's all I want to talk about with the Switch right now. I fucking love this console because it rejuvenated my Nintendo flame. It was out. It was pretty much out, man. Like, I had no interest in Nintendo anymore after my Wii. My Wii wasn't all what I thought it was going to be, and the 3DS was kind of a wet fart. The system itself was fine, but I bought it for the 3D aspect, and the 3D aspect was ass. It was just not, it was super gimmicky, and I fell for it. I feel like an idiot, but oh well, it happens. At least I bought it after the price drop. I only got it, there was no way no one in my family was going to buy me one of those things for $250, I think it was when it came out. And yeah, they dropped it down to like $160 or something, and then I was able to convince my grandma to buy me one. So thank you so much, Grandma. Anyway, I love the Switch. I think it's an amazing console. They do have like other versions of it. I have not tried them. They have the Switch Lite, which is like cool. It's great for kids. I know a few people that I work with. Their kids love them. They're lightweight. Do you dock those ones? I don't think you can dock those ones, but like, yeah, they're super useful for kids. I've wanted to get one for my wife. They have a really nice light blue one. That's like her favorite color, kind of a turquoisey green, and but they're pretty pricey for what it is. So I don't know if I'm a fan of that one. And kind of the same deal with the OLED. Like, yeah, OLED is sick. What an awesome looking screen, but like, damn, do you want like $500 for that? I can fucking add 300 more and I can get a Switch 2. So like, damn, dude, I think they released that one oddly late into the Switch life cycle, and like the Switch 2 is right around the corner, so like, why would I drop $500 now when I could just save that $500, put it towards my Switch 2, and yeah, it doesn't have OLED, but fuck, it's got Banana, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So there's that. Anyway, let me know your Switch stories. Let me know, when did you get one? Do you have one? Do you want to get one still? I'm not done with my Switch by any means. I listed off those games that I still want to play. I still have a ton of games on my shelf that I have not cracked open yet with my Switch. So, and tons of digital games that I haven't played yet either. I'd say there's probably like 24 games that I haven't even tried and started yet on my Switch that I still want to get to. So I got to keep telling myself that so I don't buy a Switch 2. Yeah, so I don't want one. I just don't want to pay that much for it, that's all. But it's not like it's going to go down. Shut up, other freaking side of my brain. All right, we're done with that. Let me know what your favorite Switch games are as well. What's your favorite game? What's the game you put the most hours into? For me, easy, Animal Crossing. It's not even close. I played that game by far the most, and then it's the 2 Zelda games, then the Pokemon games. And then that's pretty much it. Those are my most played games by far. And yeah, so hit me with your Switch memories, all that great stuff. Just praise the Switch and be nice. And yeah, that's another episode down. Thank you again so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more of the best. Make sure you're reviewing and sharing the podcast around wherever you're listening to it. You can drop comments on Spotify now if you want to. I will check them as best as I can. I don't think I get notifications, but drop a comment and we'll find out. We'll see what happens. And yeah, you can also rate the podcast there. That'd be very nice of you, and review it and all that great stuff. I upload all these episodes to the YouTube channel, GamerGX Videos. You can go over there, subscribe, please and thank you. Also a good place, you can drop comments there as well. I have a Twitter page where I put up announcements as best as I can. Link in the description for that as well. And in terms of what we got going on with the podcast, if there's a wrestling pay-per-view, I'll do a pay-per-view review for it. I have the wrestling recap coming out as well. Hockey's done now, so we're officially in an off-season. And things are going to get wild again because we got free agency coming right around the corner. And then after that, we can really start diving into the team off seasons. Go through all 32 teams. I've already kind of touched on a couple of teams, but things are due to change because of free agency and trades. It's going to get wild, so I'll probably have to do them again. So I'm going to try not to do too many, and we'll do other stuff. But yeah, off-season time. So now we're going to do all the teams, talk about every single team. If you have your favorite team, you want me to talk about them first, just send it in, and I'll put them on top of the list for you. But it doesn't matter what team I already talked about. We talked about Dallas and Carolina, but I'll have to talk about them again because Dallas made a trade. So there's that. So the Hockey Cast will be coming out this week as well. In terms of the next GamerCast, I don't know 100%. Could be Final Fantasy VIII. Could be something else. Could be Armored Core. If I finish that, it'll be something, though. That's for sure. You can count on that. So there we go, everybody. You the best. And we'll be back again with some GX Plus Cave.